everybody. I'm Neal Edwards. I'm the creative director for a company called Worlds Away. We're based out of Memphis, Tennessee. We've been around for about 30 years. And when I think of my design strategy, I guess you could call it, I feel like if you don't have good design in your home, you're not going to have a good life. So it's very important. And I appreciate being on this podcast with Robin. I love her to death. Thank you to everyone and have a wonderful holiday and a happy new year.
Hi, everyone. It's Robin, Bad Bird Good Design, and my guest today is Neal Edwards with Worlds Away. Neal was my very first account when I went to the Atlanta market way back in the day. I don't know, like decades ago. I don't know. I've known him forever. We've been together forever. So I'm thrilled to have him on the podcast today. It's just going to be straight up fun. Neal, I always start with asking people how we met and what was your first impression of me, because I know my first impression of you was straight up love. I just fell in love. We chatted, we laughed, we giggled,
Oh,
talked.
wait a minute. Didn't we? Oh, goodness, sorry. I just dropped my earphone. Let me come back.
We would
Um,
like scream across the market at one another. It was
yeah,
so
but I
ridiculous.
thought I slept with you in college.
No, baby, we missed. We
It was a
crossed in
different
one.
Robin.
It was a different Robin. That's Robin with an I.
Yes, yes. We did meet in Atlanta for sure.
Yeah,
Gary was your sales rep, and we all love Gary. We
we
miss
love
him
you.
dearly. And
Yeah.
so we just became buddies because I knew you were my people the minute I laid eyes on you.
Exactly, exactly, and, I think I ordered little 12 wastebaskets. I ordered some sweet stuff, and that was the end of my being sweet from then on.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's
That
what
was
we
it.
started with out
Uh,
of San Miguel de Allende. We were doing hand-painted toll back in the day,
yeah,
and so we still sell that product today. We still hand paint it in Memphis today. It's still one of our best sellers, and it's a lot of fun.
it's where I go when my Southern belles need it.
There you go. Everybody needs a hand-painted wastebasket.
They do. If you don't have one, better gussy up that powder room right now and get one.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
it's
That's
awesome,
right.
it's awesome. I wanted to ask you because we're both salespeople, we're both talkers, and I think that's
Yeah.
why we laugh and giggle so much. Plus, we say god awful things to one another and are very honest.
Mhm.
But what is selling to you? Because I know what it is to me. I know what it means to me. It's kind of in my blood. I think
Yeah.
my father was a salesperson. Like people would walk in and go, "I don't want to talk to you today. I just want to make my
Right.
payment and leave." Kind of.
Right, right, right.
I feel
So
like
my
you're like that.
grandfather was he sold cotton combines in Indianola, Mississippi for International Harvester. And he always had that personality, could talk to anybody. And I inherited that gene. So honestly, I don't really look at things as selling. I like to kind of build long-term relationships with people. And so it seems like, that has been the best motto for Worlds Away and me personally, because if it's not genuine, it's not real. And so I try to consult and help people buy the best products for their area, for their taste and design. And there's so many different incredible people that I've met along the way, 25 years of doing this. I started out as sales, but now I'm the creative director. So I play a lot of roles, and I'll probably clean the bathroom when I get off this podcast.
That's what
So
we
you
do.
never know.
I
You
know.
never know.
I
But
know.
I think just being genuine and true and honest is always the best policy, not just for salespeople, but for life in general.
I agree, I agree, and this business is all about relationships, and you and I have said that over the years many, many
Oh,
times.
yeah.
We've seen good relationships, bad relationships, we've seen them come and go, and thank God we have lasted because I adore you and appreciate you.
Uh,
You have helped
I
me
feel the
more
same.
times than I can say. One thing that bothers me when I get to see you at market is I don't get to come in and just buy what I want anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Project driven, and it
Yep.
really it's almost like it hurts my heart because I wanna like, "Okay, Neal, here's my money. I wanna buy some stuff," you know?
Yeah.
And you are just the same, no matter what
Right.
I'm looking for. If I'm not buying, you're just the same. I still get a kiss, I still
Yeah,
get a hug, and we still chit chat, and I know you're there for me at any given moment. So I do believe that that's most important to you in Worlds Away. I
it
feel it when
is.
I'm in the showroom. I feel it from the reps, and it must run through the entire company.
I think it does. It's a domino effect. I mean, we're generally here to help people. Of course, we want you to purchase our products, but we want you to purchase them 5 years from now as well as today. So if you treat people with kindness and realness, then I think that's a recipe for success. I have an incredible VP of sales. I couldn't do it without her. Our sales team is just phenomenal. And our sales reps are incredible. We're all kinda like firemen and psychiatrists at the same time. We put out fires, but we also like to just kinda help people calm down and find another, resolution for any objection that they have.
Yeah. Well, how about this? How about that? Let's try this. Let's try
Yeah.
that. We've done
Yeah.
that. We've probably been on the phone for an hour trying to
Oh,
figure that out.
at least, and
And
everybody thinks I talk too much on the phone, but, it's
it's
kinda hard
work.
to cut and
Yeah,
people's clients get into a panic when they can't get what they want when they want it, especially now during the holidays, so I just try to stay calm and go, "You know what? It's not the end of the world. We've got lots to be thankful for. Let's see what we can find if this one's not in stock."
exactly. And there's usually an answer one way or the other. I love it when we talk on the phone for an hour trying to figure it out, and then one of us
Right.
has the date wrong or something. You're like, "Oh, oh,
Yeah.
okay, bye. Love you."
Well, maybe
That's
we
happened
shouldn't
too.
drink on the job, Robin.
I wish I'd be so ADD. I'm, monkey brain here. But
I
anyway,
know. Well, we all
I,
have too much going on.
yeah. I think about when we first met and I think yeah, I started business '08 and, like,
Yeah.
right after we met, the bottom fell out, and we all
Oh,
lived
yeah.
with it, and here we are
Yeah.
now, and a
Yeah.
few ups and downs here and there, but we're still here, and do you ever look back on how uptight you were and think, "What was
You
wrong with
know,
me?"
I don't know that I was ever uptight, but I was overly concerned, and I wanted to please everyone, and
Uptight is
so that
probably
was
not
the
your nature.
stress. Yeah, well, no, it actually in a lot of ways it is, but I kinda learned to relax throughout my maturity and realize that, it's gonna be alright no matter what, so, you gotta have a little faith in God to make sure that you're gonna be okay, but, it's we're just selling stuff. It's not like nobody's curing cancer. So and we have beautiful stuff to sell, so I hope it fits into everyone's design, but if it doesn't, it will fit tomorrow or it'll fit the next day.
Eventually. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Talking to God and asking God for help is a good way to get over that too. I've
Yeah,
learned
you
that
gotta have
over the
faith.
years. You do have to
Yeah,
have faith. You gotta have faith in the people you're working with, you gotta have faith in God, you gotta have faith in yourself, and it's hard when
absolutely.
everybody's questioning everything all the time. It's hard sometimes to
It
keep
is.
grounded and stay that way, but
But
good
and it
friends
seems
like
during the
you.
holidays, terrible things happen. People die suddenly, and you just have to realize what's important in life,
Yeah,
and realize that we're just trying to make it more beautiful. Every design and every house that we do,
we are. It's good work, isn't it? It's
it's
really good
great
work.
work, and
And
it's a lot of
organize
fun.
it is, and organizing people, making them proud of their home. I mean,
Right,
that's really like, explaining to them the design that you all started with at Worlds Away and how it
right.
developed and where you came from and how the company developed and who you are and
Yeah,
all is really so much more important than you probably know because you're not always in the client's home, but
right.
you educate us so we can take it back to our clients, and that's a really
Yeah.
good thing for them.
True, and it's one of those things that, we have so many different items. We've changed our look throughout the years. Nothing stays the same. We're kind of like fashion. We follow into those categories. And just to help people put it all together is really kind of fun. And I work with some incredible creative people, which also get stressed out. So it's nice to feel good after you have a conversation and you truly feel like you've helped someone.
Yeah. Yeah. We started as retail. Our relationship was retail.
Right?
I had a
That's right.
retail store. So maybe talk a little bit about your and of course had to go to design because that's where my business was headed. And I had a very
Right.
smart person finally say to me, I was like, "I'm not a designer." And he kind of said, "Baby, yes, you are. You have the EYE.
Yeah.
Fine." Um,
Yeah.
and so I embraced it. Then, joined up with ASID and they've been incredible for me. They've been a
Right. What
huge
a great organization.
Oh, it really is, and if
Yeah.
there are designers out there, I urge you to join right away, mainly because 'cause I'm president of our chapter and I'm just all about it this year. I
Always
don't
pushing it, aren't you,
I
girl?
push
You're
it
always
so
pushing
bad,
it.
I don't go anywhere, "Hey, could you be my sponsor?" It's terrible.
I love it. I love
Oh, anyway, I'm trying
Yeah,
the sales now.
working with creative people, there's never a dull moment, which is what I love, and we really get a lot of very good feedback in how we can move our designs forward for the next year. Holes that people are missing, sizes that aren't really, you know, easy to find when you're shopping. So it's
Right,
always very helpful, and getting that information is what really drives our business because we try to do things that the people are asking for. And I feel like we've succeeded in that area. We've always been colorful. We've always loved mixing and layering products. And, when I design the showrooms, April and October, I always walk out going, what in the hell am I going to do for the next show? But it
yeah.
always works out. It's great because I get to express my multiple personalities, but it's always really beneficial to hear from our clients of what they need and what they're looking for.
Yeah. I love a theme, baby. Just give me a theme, I can rock and roll. Give me a
There you
color,
go.
give me anything, I'm good to go. Tell me what you like, what you don't like. I
That's
agree.
right.
Occasionally, I see things and I think, "Oh my god, what" and I have, like, a clean phobia. Like, the first thing I have to do is clean the slate.
Same.
I have before
Same.
I can start anything, it has to be I have to get all of my emails out of my inbox so I can read my emails,
Yeah.
I'm that
Yeah.
person. And I
Yeah.
think a lot of designers are that way, a lot of creative people. They can work all night, they can make a huge mess, but they have to start clean so that they
Right.
can pull it all in and pull it all
Yeah.
together, and I think retail is headed more in that direction because everybody's all about lifestyle now.
Yeah.
Young people are very in tune to lifestyle. I'm just trying to
Mhm.
live, so I don't think about my lifestyle, that's why I still eat crackers and,
Yeah. Yeah.
cheeseburgers, and I would kill for a Mountain Dew right now. I mean, I'm so well preserved because of
There
probably
you go, girl. There you go.
but
Vodka's my preservative, but I will
well, that's it.
say
That's it.
there's so much information online and on social media of so many different things that, it's kinda hard for clients that aren't designers to see through all of that and figure out what works best for them. A good design is it has to fit a certain lifestyle, and so if it doesn't fit that lifestyle, then it's not gonna work. It may be pretty, but it's not gonna work.
I
So
get that a lot. Clients will send me Pinterest, they'll send me
yeah.
magazines, all these things, and I'm thinking, round peg, square hole, square peg in a
Yeah,
round hole.
that's
This
right.
is not gonna it's not gonna work, but you can get the gist of it and give people that, and
Yeah,
I'm sure when you're in the showroom, you think about that, and you think, "Well, if they like this vanity, you guys come out with a new vanity, this
right.
could be a great double vanity," and that's how
Yes.
product develops. I've designed some product over the years and,
Yes, you have.
and I love to see it develop into, not just a line, but into yet another piece.
Yeah.
Because designers are always saying, "Does that come in another color? Well, could I get it?
Mhm.
Could I customize the size? Could I, da da da." It's because we're all so different. All the clients are
Yeah.
different all the time, and they all have different needs. Um,
And as a manufacturer, we can only stock so much stuff. We only have so much space.
yeah,
But, we introduced our custom upholstery line last year. We invested in a company. It's made in High Point, North Carolina. And that customization is so much fun to work with clients to see different looks and different patterns and different
yeah.
colors. So I feel like, it's one of those things that we're getting closer to being able to customize most all of our goods goods, but the case goods are just kinda tough. So we try to do what people ask and what we see that sells, and, it's gonna be a new look in April come this next year in 2026. I can't wait to, show everybody what the new look is, but it's constantly changing.
I will be there. I can't wait to see it either. It's
Yeah,
always
it's gonna be a great
interesting to
market.
me. I was on the website looking for something from 2 or 3 markets ago the other day, and I couldn't
Uh-huh.
find it at first. I thought, "Oh, I'll call Neil." And,
Yeah.
I gotta realize you're the big wig now. I can't just call you. I have to whine.
You actually can.
I know, I know how to weasel in there.
No,
I
yeah,
know.
you're pretty good at that.
Yeah, and Meredith's probably like, "Thank God."
Oh, that's so funny. One of
She's
our
so
best
sweet.
reps, by the way, she's fantastic.
Yes, she is. She is. She's
Yeah,
good. Yeah, she's very good. Speaking of reps, I have noticed this, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I have noticed a lot of my lines getting rid of reps, and I'm
yeah,
thinking, not a good idea. Not a good look, not a good idea. And I know when business does this and it goes back up and da da da, they often blame the reps. Salespeople always get it. It's
yeah,
like, "Oh, you did so well, you sold so much, what else? What more can you do?"
right,
Not
right,
not let me pay you for doing a great job or pat you on the back for doing a great job,
yeah,
do more. And so that really upsets me because even at market, I see some designers, and I think this is very bad form, treat reps and showroom helpers. We've got these darling kids from
mhm.
High Point College that you had
Oh,
in
I
the
know,
showroom,
they're the
God
best.
for them. And treat them like sometimes clients treat you, which is
Yeah,
not a good look, and
we've been very fortunate in the reps that we've had, they've all been just completely fantastic. You're not gonna sell the same stuff in Idaho that you are in Dallas.
yeah,
So, I mean, I have to be kind of forgiving, of a lot of territories that don't do as well, just simply because they're not our look. But
yeah,
we've been really, really lucky. Very rarely do we have people call and go, "I don't like my rep. I want y'all to make me a house account," and all that kinda stuff.
yeah,
We're so fortunate, we have Jay Douglas in the Southeast, and, I hired them, when I started 22 years ago, so and the, Style Connection in the Northeast and Ivy Stone in the West. I mean, we've been all 20 plus years together, so I think we've been one of the lucky ones, for
yeah. Well,
sure.
you're a great manager as well, you're great with people, and that
Yeah.
helps a lot, and I mean, I've only had 2 reps the whole time, so
Yeah,
that speaks
that's right.
volumes,
It
and
speaks
and
huge
Gary
volumes.
retired, so it
That's right.
yeah, so, I mean, it was the best situation there was, so I
Yeah,
think it
we're
says a
just one of
lot.
the lucky ones.
You
We've
are.
had a
Well,
record-breaking year, I'm telling
oh,
you. It's
I'm
been
so
so much
glad.
fun, even though there's been so, much uncertainty in our
Yeah,
environment, in our country. We've just been pushing right through. We try not to focus on that,
yeah,
and we focus on what we can do, and I feel like all of our sales groups do the same thing, and if we can give them the tools to do so, then good for us.
yeah.
And, hopefully that will continue. I don't see it changing anytime soon.
Well, that's the sign of a good company, is you're focused
Yeah,
on what matters for everybody under the roof. You're looking
right,
after your employees, you're looking after your clients, you're looking after
right.
everybody. And,
Yeah,
often in this business, a lot of people are just looking after themselves. Um,
yeah, of
you know,
course, and in
but
life in general.
yeah, yeah, well, that's true. That's true, yeah. So, at the end of the day, you've had a pretty long day, things have gone really well. What's the end of your day like?
So, honestly, these days it's changed a little bit. Of course, during the holidays, I'm busy, but if I can go to yoga and decompress and just kind of center myself for the next day, I'm always better at doing something like that. But the most important thing that I found through the success of my life is being organized, knowing what I'm going to do the next day, writing it down because I'm 60 years old. I love the technology, but if I don't write it down, I'm going to forget about it. And checking off that list, because I'm telling you,
Yeah,
when you check off that list and you look down at your list at the day's end and you see
yeah.
you've accomplished so much, then it's a good feeling for sure.
It is. I'm a paper girl too. I mean, I will print emails to
Yeah,
remind me to do them because I can make notes on, look, notes all over everything.
I know,
And
exactly.
that's how I live. I'm a sticky note person,
Right.
and I like it that way. I have to set alarms on my phone now to remind me
Yes, yes, yeah.
because I don't know what day of the week it is. I like, date, I may know it's Thursday, but I don't
Yeah,
know the date,
yeah.
and I'm
I think they
terrible.
make tablets for that, Robin.
But, you gotta look at it, and everybody who's ever worked for me, "I'm gonna put this in your phone." I'm like, "Nope, won't work."
Yeah,
I schedule like, right before this podcast, I knew I had to get on at a certain time and, talk to you, and I did not wanna mess this up, and
right.
I had to run, check a paint color, and of course, the client was there, which meant showed me ho the new lock on the door, showed me the bathroom window,
Yeah,
talk about the color in the guest room, and da da, and I
yeah.
was like,
Frantic, yeah.
yeah, frantic, and, so I decompress usually by vegging out on the sofa now.
Yeah. Well, there's
So
nothing
bad.
wrong with going to a bar and meeting your friends and laughing and having a good time. I mean, I think it's just a well-balanced
Yeah,
life that you have to have
yeah,
because any of the little small things can get you down. You just can't let it
no,
happen. But the organization is definitely the key. Taking care of your body and your mind is also very, very important because if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of your clients, your family, your friends.
no,
So,
yeah, and
God, I
nobody
feel like
can
we
do
need to
that.
sing Kumbaya or something after this. This is not like us.
It's so not like us. We're usually going, "What the
Where's that bottle of vodka?
do you have bubbles? I really want bubbles
Yeah,
today."
yeah, you do love bubbles. There's no doubt
I do
about it.
love bubbles. I always have. Some kid tried to tell me that, La Marca Prosecco was the best. La Marca's gonna hate me for this, but I was like, "I've been drinking Prosecco for 50 years." You're
Right.
talking to a chick that drove herself to go see Delbert Richard at 15,
Yeah,
walked in the back of the bar dressed up, nobody
of
asked for my
course.
ID, bought drinks, and then drove my cell phone on a two-lane mountain road.
I
No,
love it.
I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you, I don't want
Yeah.
I know what I
So
want.
and then I would get pulled over by the sheriff, and he would say, "I'm gonna tell your daddy if you don't get your ass home."
No.
So, the world has changed, though.
We ruined it for everybody, Neil.
We really did.
What and I'm think I think back, I had no curfew ever in my life. I had no
Yeah,
rules. My rules were, "Don't get caught and don't
right,
embarrass me, and
right.
be a good person." Those were my rules, and
Yeah,
when
there you
when
go.
I taught dance, I had one rule, and the rule was if I ever ask you to call your parents and go home, you're never invited back, and they'd be like, "Well, what does that mean?" And "Just stick around and find out." I mean,
Try it and find out.
yeah, so they didn't, and it
Yeah,
worked
which
like
is
a
good.
charm, and I think that might have been the only thing keeping me in line was we had a
Yeah,
village raising us.
yeah.
Everybody
Oh,
was welcome,
100%. I'm a
you
small
know?
town boy, so for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. Small towns are pretty awesome. I think that's
Yeah,
why I
they are.
like High Point so much.
I know, it's a lot of fun.
It is
Well, let me ask you this, let's talk about design. What do
yeah.
you see in the future? What do you think's gonna be big in 2026? I mean, I've got some ideas myself, but, I can't wait to introduce our new products for spring, but, what do you see right now that you think people are loving?
I'm feeling, tradition. I feel like
Mm,
tradition is coming at me from every angle, clothing, a little bit of everything, and I'm not a traditionalist
right,
generally. People don't think of me as doing traditional, interiors, which is how I grew up. I mean, I can layer some tradition up one side
right,
across the ceiling and down the other wall. I can do it for days because that's the atmosphere I grew up in and the furniture
right.
business and,
It's what you
yeah.
know.
Oh, yeah, it's what I know. I love the walls covered, the ceiling draped, I love all that stuff. I could be Scarlet, baby. I'm all
Yeah,
about home. I love home.
yeah,
And I kind of feel like a lot of young people want that.
yeah.
Um, Ava that works here, I pick on Ava all the time about her monogram.
Hello, Ava.
I give her all kinds of lip about her monogram because she loves the monogram. And
Yeah,
and I'm just it's just kind of fun to see them turning back to it. I notice it in my own son who's about to be 40 any minute. The things that mattered to him in his life were the constants in his home, like the artwork. I never changed the art. It was
Right.
pretty constant, but I was changing everything else all the time, driving the poor kid crazy probably.
Right.
But,
Right.
that's what I see. I'm a designer, so if it's new, my eye goes, "Hmm,
Mhm.
what's that?" As John says, I
Right.
point it, like a pointer.
Yeah.
I
That's
point
right.
it, and that's what I wanna see. That's why most designers are at market because
Yeah.
they rely on you all to show them and tell them. I have people ask me publications will call or, do an interview and ask me about trends. I don't think a trend is ever a good idea. I think the minute
Yeah.
you lock into a trend, you are losing yourself. I do think that a better way or a new look is a good thing, but
Mhm.
when a trend dies, it means it didn't work or it's been done
Yeah.
to death. Or, I had a client yesterday
Right.
ask me about shiplap, and I said, "I've said this many times. I don't care for shiplap."
Right.
And he
Right.
put it in all by himself, and he was thrilled with himself.
Yeah.
But it's just not where I would gravitate
Sure.
to or whatever. So, I think individualism and traditionalism are probably 2 things that I feel
Yeah.
are happening to me with clients.
Yeah.
I don't know, what do you think?
Well Well, I think what we're seeing now is layering colors and patterns and showing people that you can mix those, that not everything has to be the same. If I heard one person in October say, "Oh my God, I love all the color in your showroom," I heard 100. I think people are tired of the beige, the gray, everything being the
Right.
matching monotone. And so I feel like color breathes life and it's almost like a food. It can do, things for you. It sets your mood, and being able to mix and layer upon top of those colors are
Right.
always incredible. So I think we're going to continue doing that next year for sure with our new introductions. But it's so fun to see everyone's expression because, believe it or not, you can see their face change when they walk into our showroom because
Absolutely.
they're like, wow, look at all of the color,
Uh,
look at all the patterns. So I feel like that's gonna continue through 2026.
yeah.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I feel like that's kind
I
of the direction that we're gonna go.
No, I don't think you're wrong about that at all.
Yeah,
I feel like my wall of fabrics is done by color because that's where
yeah,
I start. I go to the color and because
yeah,
I wanna know what clients feel about colors because sometimes I peg someone as a color and they're not, you know?
yeah, oh, totally,
The
yeah,
world sees color differently. Everybody sees
100%.
very differently, and
But it's
some
emotional, color is emotional.
it's like music. It
Yeah,
brings a feeling to you, like green is my groove, green to
yeah,
me is Mother Earth. It is life. I love
right,
green. It
me
calms
too.
me. It feels like green moss. I used to play in the woods when I was little. I was a little urchin, and, I didn't wanna go home, take a bath, so I would just hang
Right.
out in the woods all day. Um, and I would lay on green moss, and I felt like a
Yeah,
queen in the woods. I loved it,
yeah,
and I still feel that way. I still pick up feathers
it's
and rocks and
Yeah, of course. I think after analyzing our business, we see the colors because we do a lot of greens and different shades of greens. We do a lot of blues, navies. Those tend to sell. They're picking up speed on like the white basic stuff. Burlwood's always going to be a great finish for us. The
so
Cerused
beautiful.
oak, it's nice to mix it because it's a neutral, but the pieces that we're selling are all colors.
Yeah. If I see an antique chest with yew wood or bird's eye maple
Right,
or anything like that that you don't just see anymore,
right.
I just fall out. I just fall out and
Yeah,
I stand there and just
beautiful.
gaga at it, so I do think the burled wood that,
Yeah.
that it can be used on anything,
In any environment.
box and yeah, it's
Yeah,
wonderful. It goes mid-century, it goes traditional, it goes
right,
transitional, it goes modern, all of it. It's interesting, yeah, very.
right. It is fun, though. It's good to
Yeah,
see.
it is. Our world is so interesting, and I think that's why so many people are very romantic about it. I know when I have a young designer come in, they will inevitably say, "Oh, I love design. I just" and I'm
Yeah.
thinking, "You have never worked in you
Don't
are
scare them, Robin.
yeah,
We need
you are
those new designers.
I know, you are clueless. Well,
Uh,
I'm trying to be a mentor, and it's a little scary because you know me as your
Yeah,
mentor. Mm-mm. But, I they have to be taught well, they have to be prepared, they can't just be a CAD monkey. They can't I've had interns that could not style a coffee table, could not.
yeah,
30 minutes and there's nothing on the coffee table, and I'm like, "Bam, bam, bam,
yeah,
let's go to the next thing."
that's right.
So learning to work is really important and being hands-on. Do you guys ever have interns at Worlds Away or
We do, mostly in the product development side of it
That's
because
cool.
we love a fresh eye.
Yeah,
And then, of course, I consider all of the people that help me at High Point, the High Point students, to be interns as well.
yeah,
They're so incredible, they're knowledgeable, they're friendly. So I have faith in the new people coming up because I see a lot of talent. And,
yeah,
the one thing that I think designers make a big mistake is not being flexible because if it
true,
doesn't look like the CAD or you've changed it up, a lot of people cannot get past that. But it's a
true.
living, breathing, working thing. And so, I may have an idea for our showroom to have the intent for it to look this way, but when I get there, I'm like, I don't like it, so I change it. So being flexible is part of design, and you just it's hard to
Absolutely.
learn that.
Absolutely, and if you're gonna work with a client, you're definitely gonna need to know that, and I agree with you on that. The whole world needs to learn to be a little flexible,
Yeah,
rules are
yeah, yeah.
rules and lines are great and all that, but
That's right.
you've gotta have that flexibility, and if I love at High Point, the kids from the college, it's not just design students in there.
Oh gosh, I didn't
Business
have one design
majors.
student.
Yeah, yeah, I think you have business majors
I
and
did.
all
I did
kinds of
sports management. There were all
Yeah,
kinds, but, what I found that I've had the same ones for 2 shows, and I get them for another show another year, and just to watch them grow
yeah,
and learn about our company and be able to even educate some of our sales reps on some things that come across is just it makes me happy because believe it or not, no matter what industry you're in, design affects your life. It
it does,
affects the way you live. It
it
affects
does.
the way you feel, and it makes you either successful or not successful, depending on the environment that you come from.
Yeah. We were just talking about LED bulbs, how bad they are
Yeah,
for you,
yeah,
and the color and just every little thing about them. And, it's like the food we've been eating and all this. I took
yeah,
an ASID, we have a lot of continuing ed, and I took this man had 24 PhDs, and it was all environmental science and
right.
things, and he was talking to us about everything in fabric and in everything, all the, oil-based product.
Mhm,
And he showed 2 different, uh, rooms burning, one from 1886 took 29 minutes and 33 seconds or something that you had to get out of the house before you suffocated and died.
crazy.
After the '70s, you got less than 3 minutes. You're going down. And the smoke was gray, and then in the '70s, it was orange and black. You know? It was a
I
straight
know.
up oil well fire, and I'm
Oh,
thinking
100%,
yeah,
100%.
okay, and it's hard to get people back, because of marketing, it's hard to get them back to linen, cotton, natural product. They say they
Yeah,
want it, but they don't. They want everything to no
yeah,
stains. I have animals, I
understand.
have children, I'm like,
Yeah.
"Whip that butt and get that dog off that sofa."
We had no-no rooms when I was growing up. There were certain rooms that we did not go or my
Yeah,
mother was gonna get
yeah.
me.
Your
So,
mama's
I
white carpet
basically
was gonna
stayed away from those rooms.
exactly, and you knew
But,
if you were playing and broke a lamp, you were gonna die that day.
I did many times
Oh, yeah.
too. But, I think it's one of those things where people live differently now. They like to enjoy their complete environment, and that's kind of refreshing to see that people want all of their house to be designed to suit their needs, and
Mm.
I think that's one of the things that designers have picked up on, and that's why we're so successful because it really is about a lifestyle. It's not just about a look.
Yeah, and if you have a designer that you can really communicate with about cleanability,
Oh,
then
yeah.
done the research, like when I talked to you about, is this performance and what's what and how to clean it and all that, then that
Right.
makes a big difference in their purchase and their confidence in what they're buying too.
Yeah. Had a designer call the other day and said, "Hey, if I get crayons on this, is it gonna come off?" And I thought to myself, "Who lets their children crayon on furniture?" I'm like, I don't know." I just asked her if there was anything that you could crayon as far as furniture goes because I was unaware of it if there was.
Obviously, she's never had a melted crayon on anything
Exactly.
because it's not
Exactly.
yeah.
Well, we get some funny questions and, you try to be polite and, and laugh about some of the questions that you get with the person, and then it all ends well, but,
You have a great
no,
laugh.
we're not crayon proof.
No, no, we're not. I know I'm all up in everybody's business because 'cause I'm in their underwear drawer, I'm organized.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
I'm in their business too way too much. And, so designers have to be discreet as well, and we laugh about a
Yeah.
lot of things, but, I mean, you think about it, how do you like to sleep? What kinda toilet seat do you want?
Right, right. The
You know
basics.
Yeah, the basics, all the good stuff. How do you eat? How do you cook? How do you exercise? How do you do all these things? It can
Right.
be offensive, but, by the end of a job, you know all these things about a person.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah, yeah.
do, and,
And it helps you with design. It
it does.
completely helps you.
It does because you know they can't have that. You know
Yeah.
you're not gonna take care of that. It's not gonna
That's
hold up.
right.
You'll be
That's right.
disappointed. You'll be mad at me. You'll be mad at the world. We're not gonna do
That's
it.
right.
And,
That's right.
I think people appreciate that, and I rely on you to tell me
Yeah.
this so that I don't
Yeah.
put something in someone's house that is so, obviously she's got some happy crayon people and she needs to
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's all about education
yeah,
always.
it is.
And that's the key. And I find a lot of companies make mistakes in that, they'll have like their sales teams or whatever, and they're like, sell, sell, sell. We want to sell through this product. And I'm like, you got to educate your clients about that product. And if you do so, then it's going to sell better. So
It will,
we take
and
a
you don't
different
want it
approach.
yeah, you don't want it back. You don't wanna get it back.
No,
When you
no,
set
we're
it
not
free, you
Pottery
want
Barn.
you want it to go live and be happy. You do not
That's right. That's exactly right.
Well, Neil, I wanna tell you, I'm so pleased that you and I were so grown up.
I know. Can you believe it? It
This is
happened.
twice now. It's making
They make tablets for that too, Robin.
no, no, no. I always say medication.
Yes, yes.
Medication for that.
I got you, I got you. Well, I love you dearly, I always have. We have such a good relationship. I know it's gonna continue throughout the years, but if you do see me at market on oxygen in a wheelchair, will you please take me out back and shoot me like a horse?
I'll be there before you. I'm older than you,
I don't wanna
friend.
be that guy, you
I'm
never
gonna get my
know.
little I want my little hover round. I'm
Yeah.
probably gonna have foot surgery one day from working in retail and walking market
Oh,
all
yeah.
years,
Oh, yeah.
and, I'm like, "I cannot wait till I get one of those little chairs. I can go to market."
Well, just don't run over anybody. I
I
don't think
won't.
you can get a DUI in those,
I'll
so
be coming down the hall with a little beeper. "Beep, beep, here I
that's
come."
right.
It's gonna be
That's
great.
right.
I love you too, my friend. Here's to a
It's so good to
prosperous
be
New
with you.
Year, a
Thank
happy,
you.
happy Merry Christmas.
Yeah, and we'll see you in January.
For sure.
Okay, honey, I love you.
Yeah. I love you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye, everyone.